Happy Monday, everybody. It's Rachel here from SICK Venture Studio, startup incubator company. Taking a breath on the Monday and just checking in. If you're here, if you made it, or if you're watching this recording, just take a moment right now to close your eyes and feel your feet on the ground. Just notice what's going on inside of your body. What are you sensing? Are there sensations, hot or cold, maybe tightness? Maybe there's feelings, emotions bubbling up. Maybe you're just noticing thoughts. Just bring your attention to your body. I notice for me, I feel this little kink in my neck, and I hadn't noticed it until I just momentarily slowed down and noticed it, which means, it's there already. It's just giving me now a moment to acknowledge it so that I can actually tend to it. Maybe I can roll my neck. I can give it a little finger massage. It's all good. When we give ourselves permission to slow down, we allow and create the space for what we really need sometimes. And it might be that breath. It might be feeling what's going on. It might be just literally a chance to transition to something else. Maybe stopping a thought that isn't serving you, or anything. So in the venture world, we have a lot of news going on right now, do we not? Right? There's been a lot of things happening where it's been feeling a little bit unsettling, with Silicon Valley Bank going into a mode where they might get bought, sold, frozen assets, corresponding other banks then responding and reacting in the market. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of turbulence, a lot of chaos. And what's really important to remember is that there are things we can control and there's things that we cannot control. And what we can control is everything going on inside of ourselves, right? That means how am I sleeping? How am I eating? How am I giving myself time to check in, see if I'm doing all right? What are my priorities? Who am I connecting with? What do I need to do today? Like all those things that are ours. And then there's these other things that we can't control. How do I spend my time is one thing we can control, right? And so I'm reminded of today that success is an inside job. And this was a message I heard today from one of my teachers, Gabby Bernstein. And it was just such a solid reminder that we all co-create our reality, meaning we play a hand in how we show up, but there's also these external factors. And these external factors could be anything. You could just call it the environment, you could call it the divine, you could call it nature, you could call it circumstances, whatever that is. It's just, you have a hand in that, and that's your creation, but there's also so many other things that we cannot control. And so success is an inside job today is the mantra that I want to share, because as much as what's going on outside, we think of so many things successful as external, whether it's our careers, getting paid, receiving funds and success factors that others can measure, whether it's monetary or, whether it's financial and monetary, or things like the house you live in or the car you drive, like these things that are so available to understand and quantify, but yet research shows us that those things don't buy happiness. They don't buy feeling satisfied. They actually sometimes can feel the opposite. And so that's why, no matter what's going on in the outside, no matter what the things are that you measure success by, it's important to remember that success is as important inside, in an internal job. And so the invitation for you today in this Mindset Monday is to know that success is an inside job. And sometimes that's a really challenging thing to face, because sometimes we don't feel like we're up to being successful. Maybe we feel terrible. Maybe we have some personal crisis going on, or we cannot lose those last 10 pounds, or there's a health crisis. Like, these are all the things I write about in Pause the book that are reasons for an intentional shift in behavior, for opportunities to pause. And so today in our pause together is an opportunity to know that if we are feeling out of alignment, or feeling whacked, like, we're a little bit sideswiped by life right now, whether it's the news, whether it's our financial crisis that you might be experiencing personally today, whatever that is, know that all of that is external, but you can decide and choose how you feel inside, so that that is also a factor and can help you determine everything else. Because what happens internally is a projection on how you see everything externally. I'm going to say that again because it is really worth repeating. What you experience internally, meaning how do you feel, judgments, ways you think, behavior, actions, are a projection into the external world, meaning how do you see other things happening around you, whether it's to yourself, to others, or the world, right? And an example of this, just to give it some tangibility, is, we see, not to get too morbid here, but we see a lot of things like suicides, right, in the world. And there's like terrible, awful, dreadful things like teen suicide. And, it doesn't matter if you're a teen, but when we take our own life, this is an extreme example, there's projections out in the world that it's not worth living, that it's, that I'm a failure, that like, why would I go on if I feel this miserable and whatever, I'm not speaking for those on that behalf, but I also know there's probably things going on like that because you don't think life's worth living and you end life. Well, what's going on internally is causing those external projections, because internally there is potentially all kinds of things happening that are just making the outside seem the same or worse. And so that's all I'm saying is, when we allow ourselves to shift how we are internally, in this case, success is an inside job, then we can show up differently outside, because we know success isn't based on the money that I make, even though that's important. It doesn't have to be the critical asset that I think it is all the time. It's actually up to me that I know life is more than just money, right? And like, that's the shift. That's the challenge. So today, I'm just going to guide you through a simple meditation. And if you would like to close your eyes, I invite you to do so. I'm going to play some music here. Just taking a few normal breaths. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this. Going for royalty-free music because I've been slapped on the hand a few times with what I thought was royalty-free music. Just go ahead and close your eyes here. Taking a couple deep breaths, feeling your feet on the ground. And I say it out loud, and you're welcome to join me. Success is an inside job. Success is an inside job. Success is an inside job. If you notice any resistance, doubt, or just feelings of unease, discomfort, pain, continue to breathe through it. It's okay. You are okay. And just be curious about this idea that success is an inside job. If you don't know what that means, that's okay. You don't have to know. We're simply allowing the space for curiosity to be present today. And you can only allow a little bit of possibility. If you don't believe that, it's okay too. Give yourself permission to be open to what might be emerging right now for you. If it helps to take a hand and just place it on your heart space, I invite you to do that as well. Feeling your beautiful self, your sense of self here, your body. Feeling your heart beating underneath your hand and your skin. Settling into this, just being present with yourself. Continuing to breathe here, being in this inquiry, this guided space, with success. Maybe there's a possibility to just allow the mind to quiet. What would that look like for you? I mean, nothing changes externally. Nothing is different. Internally, you give yourself the space to feel appreciated. You do that for yourself. Feel affirmed. You've done the best that you can. You feel validated. You give yourself this kindness, this appreciation. Just a little kindness, sending that your way. Success is okay. Inside, no matter what is going on, this too shall pass. I am. Nothing to worry about. I've got me. I am A-okay. Taking a deep breath into that, inhaling through your nose. Maybe taking the hand away from your heart if that feels good. Just allowing your body to move in the way it feels it needs to. And the inhale, breathing in whatever you want to claim today or this week in success. And being present for yourself and just showing up for you and others. What are you letting go of? Just exhaling on the exhale. Self-doubt, certainty, worrying about the small things. All of that, let go. Continuing to inhale again. What do you bring in right now? Strength. What are you exhaling out? Whatever that is for you, saying it out loud if that feels good. Maybe it's a word, phrase. And then again, you bringing in. Exhaling out. Continuing to breathe at your own pace here. Success inside. Coming into alignment, knowing that this is actually from you. Yeah. And the last few breaths here. Thanking yourself for showing up. Acknowledging who's here now. Just noticing any shifts. As you leave your chair today, you can leave this space feeling aligned with yourself. And all the inner workings are in service to your external. Giving yourself a little nod and thanking yourself for being here today. Opening your eyes if they were closed, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Letting one last breath out. I'm wondering if you feel different, if you think of any different things, you might want to take a piece of paper right now and just jot anything down as a message that you'd like to remember for yourself. That was a meditation. That was a meditation with a little bit of breath work mixed in, but not too much. And remember, as you go about your day in this week, no matter what's going on in the external world, no matter what, anything, right? It can be anything. Your worst case scenario is happening right now. Know that success is an inside job. And that these tests, these things that come up that do seem challenging, that are hard, they are simply that. They are assignments to work through in service toward your inner success and your inner strength that will help you come out the other side all the better, all the wiser. But we need to align and adjust for that, because our norm is not typically one where we are aligned with that, because it's bumping up against a lot of things that may not feel good for us. Therefore, our minds get triggered. We are caught up in lots of loops and thinking and judgment and fear. And so I thank you. I thank you for showing up today, and thank yourself for showing up today, because this is a big, big deal. This is huge, because just imagine if every person on the planet allowed themselves something to do that was like this, where they could align instead of lashing out, instead of blaming others, instead of feeling like they have to end their life, all of those things. It's because we can move inwards and do the work that can help us show up in different ways externally, and we are all capable of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I send you much, much gratitude today. We have one more Mindset Monday next week on the 20th of March. And then we're going to move into our April series, and we will have a different medium for this. We are working on it right now, so there are no calendar dates up, but it will be the same schedule. And we will send that information out as soon as we have it. For now, though, we'll see you soon, and take care. Invite others that you know who might be interested to start their weeks off in Mindset Mondays. The idea is that this is an open and shared community for anyone who's interested to set themselves up for success. And I welcome them in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye for now.